Toby doesn't kill anybody in real life.
No, I'm a very gentle, very calm, very peaceful person. I don't believe in violence as a way of solving problems. And that's, how I feel about life, because there have been too many cases where people have been needlessly killed or hurt because they let their impulses get in the way of common sense.
What I'd like to know now is what you're going to be doing in some of your upcoming projects. That'll be part A of the question, and we'll finish out by saying, just letting us know what you think about our town here in Williamsburg.
My upcoming projects include Aberration Boulevard, which Wayne Harold hopes to finish by the end of this year. And I also appeared in another big screen film called The O in Ohio, which stars Parker Posey and Danny DeVito. It's a sex comedy that was mostly filmed in Cleveland, Ohio last year. And I think it's going to be making the rounds of the film festivals later this year. It's in post-production now, and it'll be coming out hopefully in the theaters by late this year or early next year. Even though I'm in the movie for less than a minute and I only have one line in there, the fact is I'll be on the big screen again playing a janitor. The podcasts, I'm still doing well with them. Wayne's going to have new ideas for podcasts over the next several months while Wayne and I will keep the podcasts going. We'll have new ideas to talk about and everything.
And the podcasts are fun to listen to. We just basically ad-lib a bunch of stuff. I talk what's on my mind. Like one of the podcasts, I talk about douching, of all things, because I had found out, and I was sort of like shocked to find out that Lysol, a product that's commonly used for cleaning the floor or cleaning the toilet, was once marketed as a feminine hygiene product back in the turn of the century up to about the 1950s. I can't imagine women douching with the stuff, believe it or not. It's gotta hurt. But actually, that's how it was marketed.
The great detail here is that Toby has actually ordered empty Lysol bottles off of eBay, vintage Lysol bottles, just to have proof of this.
Yeah, in fact, the label on the Lysol bottle actually has the instruction for making douche. You just use 1 teaspoon, add it to a quart of water, and mix it in a separate container before putting in the douche bag.
www.lurid.com. And then as for Williamsburg, Williamsburg is a beautiful city. I like the way that they preserve the colonial section. They prevent cars from entering it. They have like a sort of like what is like a dirt road. I like the horse-drawn carriages.
And the colonial equivalent of automotive pollution, horse manure. Then again, at least with horse manure, you could always compost it and use it as fertilizer. Automotive exhaust, you can't really do that. All it does is foul up the air.
The period costumes, the way the stores and buildings were done up, the way it was done in colonial times.
I had a hamburger up at the Greenleaf yesterday, and that was awesome. And then we went back for breakfast today and had a steak and egg sandwich. I mean, Greenleaf's got probably the best food in Williamsburg, in my own opinion.
It's very, very quaint, very rustic, very historic. It's worth any visit. Rustic, authentic, and beautiful. And awesome. I'd recommend anybody go to Williamsburg if they want to taste the history.
Nerd, 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 nerd. Nerd, 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 nerd. I mean, it's sort of like my trademark now. I mean, even though in Revenge of the Nerds they said nerd, 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 I trademarked it in a my definition of it, because I say it in a rapid-fire manner in the movie, unlike the people, right? Yeah. Nerd, 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 nerd. I say it like in a rapid-fire manner. It's sort of like my trademark line. Then other lines were, I'm looking over my dead dog Rover, the one I hit with the mower. One leg is missing, the other is gone. The third one is splattered all over the lawn. Da-dum-dum-dee-da-da, blood red with brain. Try saying this fast. Blood red with brains, blood red with brains, blood red with brains. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just, I mean, a lot of times microbrewed beers and ales can be a lot better than the commercially brewed stuff. And speaking of beer, I made up some kind of weird commercial. Bud Blight presents Real Men of Stupidity. Real Men of Stupidity. Today we salute you, Mr. Got Fired because you came to work with a hangover. Mr. Got Fired because you came to work with a hangover. You were at the bar right after the 5 o'clock bell rang. You were pounding down one Bud Blight after one Bud Blight. And you were partying with your friends, playing pool, shooting the bull, worrying your wife and kids half to death. You come home from work right after midnight. Right after midnight, you plop right in the bed, and you forget to set the alarm. Uh-oh, you're going to be late. So you end up going to work. You're nursing a real bad hangover, and then you're called to the carpet by the boss. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? The boss is saying, I can't have you going to work in this condition anymore, so you're fired. You're fired. So what are you going to tell the wife and kids that you lost your job? Crack open another ice-cold Bud Blight, Mr. Can, because you drank too many cans, because you're going to really need it. Mr. Got Fired because you came to work with a hangover. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All I could say is just go to lurid.com. You'll see continuous updates about me and my career, and there'll always be new podcasts coming, usually one every couple weeks. And thanks.
Thank you very much.
What they call Tony's School of Cool or something.